Jesus Christ never built a building. Now, most of us in our leadership passion, we believe that if we can build structures, that they will become our legacy. But I remember when I went to visit Haiti after the earthquake, and I saw a 160-year-old city collapsed in rubble. I walked away with an awareness that your legacy should never be in buildings. Jesus never built a building. Do you know why? Because he built people. People outlast buildings. He focused on selecting a few people and poured his life into them. The greatest investment in life is in people. We were colonized by an empire. We were considered second-class citizens in our own country. And similar to apartheid, we were considered not equal to those who oppressed us. Matter of fact, 4% of our population controlled 90% of all the wealth. And one of the things I noticed is that they never taught us to be leaders. As a matter of fact, they taught us to be dependent. And this is why most people from Africa and Asia, Central America, South America, the Caribbean, who were former colonies, have difficulty accepting power. They don't know what to do with leadership. That's why they abuse it. They are not taught to be leaders. And so they have a spirit of intimidation, fear. They apologize for being successful. They are afraid to succeed because they were taught to be falsely humble. What attracted me to Dr. Morris Cerullo was when I read one of his magazines and he said, "The Lord told me to raise up an army in the nations of Africa, South America, and throughout the world, whose work would exceed mine." That was new to me. Because most missionaries that came to our countries did not expect us to take over. They expected us to constantly look to them and depend on them. And here was a man wanting to work himself out of a job by raising up the natives to take charge of their own destiny. This is a divine mandate. You know, most great missionaries that come to our countries, they love to have us almost worship them. And they hide information from us so that there's a spirit of awe around them. We build buildings to build people. You shouldn't build a building to put your name on it. Every building you build should produce people who are leaders. Because people are more important than buildings. Jesus never left a building in his name. He left people. Write this down. True legacy is in people, not in projects, programs, and buildings. And Jesus knew that. If you study all the great leaders in history, true leaders, they always focused on people. Elijah focused on Elisha, and he gave him his cloak. David focused on Solomon, and he gave him his crown. Jesus focused on Peter, and he gave him the church. I wonder who you are focusing on. This is the spirit of legacy.